Hey guys, Key here from Kegland and talking to you about the Lallemand range of yeast. We're doing a buy one, get one free promo. So the promo codes will be at the end of this video and it's on the whole range of the Lallemand yeast you see in front of you. I used to use a lot of the Fermentis US-05 and honestly, it was a great cleaning yeast, but those times for me are over. There's so many more options for you guys to try out at home. Fermentis haven't done a lot, honestly, in the brewing world lately, but Lallemand, on the other hand, the research and development department has been huge, and that's what we love about Lallemand. Look at all these awesome yeasts. Now, have you ever looked at the two brands of yeast? You've got a Fermentis one, not vacuum packed, and you've got a Lallemand. They're all vacuum packed. The reason for that is because there's lower microbial count. So if you're gonna do repitching of the same yeast or pitching batch after batch onto the same yeast cake, honestly, you wanna go for one with the lowest microbial count, so you're gonna be safe at that second or third generation. Now, BR-Y97 and Nottingham are great options and alternatives to US-05, for instance, but I'm not gonna talk about them because you've probably already seen them already and they've been around in Lallemand for a while. Some of these new ones that you haven't seen before are things like the Diamond. This has been around for a little while, so it's not super new, but definitely some of you haven't tried it out there, so I want you to give it a go. If you're doing a lager in the middle of winter because you don't have great temp control and you need to do something which handles low temperature, then this is the one to give a go. Low temperature, 10, 12, 14, 15 degrees, awesome, and you'll get really clean results. New England, if you guys are doing a New England IPA, you hardly can find a better yeast than this. This is absolutely fantastic. If you want something with a little bit of cloudiness, but something which is going to really help some of those hop aromas come through, it's hard to beat. Voss Kveik, I don't know if you've heard of it or not. If you have not heard of this yeast, then you must have been living under a rock. Kveik yeast is one of those ones which has come out of Norway, and it's really kind of perfect for the Australian conditions, for those people who don't have temp control. This is one of those yeasts which will give you clean results at like 18, 20 degrees, just like some of the other ale yeast you've got here, but get up to even 25, 30, 35 degrees and you're still getting clean results. So those people who don't have any temperature control at all, this is absolutely fantastic, can't go past it. This is such an exciting yeast for Verdant, it just came out. Lallemand are doing a lot of research on the biotransformative properties of the yeast, or the enzymes which come with the yeast. So that means with the biotransformative properties, you can get more of that hop flavor and aroma out of the hops you're using to give you really, really hoppy, aromatic beers which you otherwise couldn't get. Verdant has one of these properties where you're able to get things like these stone fruit flavors out of maybe yeast, out of hops like Sabro or something like that, for instance, so it'll couple up well. But if you haven't tried this, just give it a go. Honestly, if you've been using this for a while like I have, try something else. There's so many awesome yeasts that you can try with Lallemand. Now, some of you guys have been looking for an easy way to get into souring of beers. Now, in the past, all you had was bacteria. You either had to do kettle sours or sour the beer over a long period of time in the fermenter, and that was a lot of hassle, and it brought a lot of risk into the process as well, because it brought this bacteria in, which you're never quite sure if you can get rid of or not. Now what we've got is a yeast which actually produces acid. This is the first one on the market, and it's so exciting to see this. It's basically a yeast you pitch in, creating alcohol just like the yeast should, but also creates acid. And the more glucose you have, the more acid it produces. So if you want a really sour beer out of this particular Philly sour yeast, what you do is either add a little bit of dextrose or just use some fruit juice. So chuck some fruit juice in with your beer and you're gonna get some great souring with really no extra work whatsoever. So if you want to try some free yeast, use the promo code. It's a buy one, get one free. Yeasty Boys or Yeast Beast. Get them now with literally throwing them out the door. Have some free yeast for everyone.